Hi there, Sergio Benavides, your Bay Area criminal defense and immigration lawyer. I represent people in criminal cases all over the Bay Area. I'm doing this video to talk about domestic violence. So domestic violence charges can be brought against you for any type of unwanted or offensive touching. So a poke or even a push can lead to a guilty verdict of domestic violence. And domestic violence can be starting out at having a punishment of from 1 year of county jail all the way up to 3 or more years of prison. And the minimum punishment will always be, by law, supervised probation and a year of anti-domestic violence classes. What often happens is a couple is arguing and someone calls the police. And the police don't know what's going on, and many times it's his word versus his word, or her word versus her word, or his word versus her word. Whoever's arguing, someone calls the police, and the police show up, and they assume that whoever didn't call the police is the aggressor, and the one who called the police is the victim. So they arrest someone, and then immediately that starts the process. So the first thing that'll probably happen is a temporary protective order, where if you're accused, you will be forced to move out of the home. You won't be able to have any contact, and you won't have a chance to even be with your kids. And then when you go to court, the DA will immediately ask, and the judge will immediately impose a criminal protective order. And while the case is pending, that order will prevent you potentially from having any contact with your loved ones or even being home. Fighting the criminal protective order is going to be the first thing that you have to do. It's not recommended to go to court on a domestic violence case by yourself. You should, if you're once arrested, you should call. You can call my office and I can help you. I've got a lot of experience. I've gotten many domestic violence cases dismissed, and I've gotten several found not guilty at trial. Once the DA receives the police reports, they almost always file these charges fairly quickly. They take these cases very seriously, and they're pretty aggressive about it. So you get your charges filed, you're forced to move out, there's a criminal protective order. What if the victim changes his or her mind and they start calling the DA's office or writing letters to the judge? Those are big mistakes. Writing letters does not have any kind of impact. It doesn't help. Calling the DA and telling him to drop charges will also not usually result in a dismissal, because the DAs are pretty aggressive about these charges and they know that people change their minds all the time. Domestic violence charges also have serious immigration consequences. I also practice immigration law, and I defend against those. I can protect you from losing your green card or losing out on your chances of getting citizenship if you're facing a conviction for domestic violence. So immigration also is impacted.